All right, welcome to this evening's workshop. Today is Thursday, March 19th, 2026. We're going to call this workshop to order. We're going to start. I'm going to stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Those who wish to join me, will do so. And my microphone died, just FYI, it's dead.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'll talk really loud because my microphone's dead, so I'll just try it. Awesome. Can we have roll call, please?
Mayor Moffett,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem O'Rourke,
Here.
Councilmember Peltman,
Here.
Councilmember Rinkovich,
Here.
Councilmember Slawinski,
Here.
Councilmember Spishak,
Here.
and Councilmember Hinland.
Here.
All right, with that, I think I turn it over to our esteemed facilitator.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for joining us this evening. For those joining on YouTube, I appreciate your joining the meeting. I'll up front apologize a little bit to those viewing on YouTube because there probably will be some discussion that they won't be able to hear because I'll be asking as part of the facilitation for the council members to talk among themselves at times, and that won't be able to be captured very well. But we will have a summary of everything that was discussed and prioritized this evening for public, and that report will be provided for the council. So I just wanted to kind of start with that apology to those viewing on live. But the goals and objectives, purpose of the meeting generally when communities have these is to have an internal discussion. So some places have it a workshop, some people have it as a public meeting, always a public meeting, sometimes videoed, sometimes not. The format doesn't matter. The important thing is that you spend a little bit of time prioritizing items for your administration as they move forward with your policy direction. So that's our goal this evening. And I've got a couple activities to help us through that. For our purposes for today, because we will enter into some discussion, some back and forth, and I appreciate the mayor's recognition if we can maybe suspend some of the formalities that a normal meeting has so that council members can talk between each other freely as we discuss the priorities to try and put them in the place that are helpful for the administration to move forward on. But obviously be present, respectful, be succinct, so that we can get through this as quickly as possible, but don't withhold. Succinct isn't withholding. Succinct is if you have a point, please make it among your peers as we move through each of the conversations. What I want to start with is in front of you got stickies, and as a facilitator I can't get paid, I don't think, unless I bring the sticky notes. You also have a pen with you. What I would love to just start with, if you'd indulge me, is Little City with a Big Heart. It's proudly displayed on your website. It's proudly displayed in other places of your community. I would love, on one sticky note, what does that mean to you as an elected representative of your community? So take a few seconds. This isn't a timed rush job, but we aren't going to take much time to do it. But take a few minutes, write something that comes to your mind of what does Little City with a Big Heart mean to you? As people are finishing that up, to me, that Little City with a Big Heart, I'm not going to tell you what it means to me, but when I see it as an external person to your community, it really starts to talk to me about the vision that the community has for itself. And I'm sure as you look at your sticky and what you wrote, you may start to come through as the personal purpose statement or vision statement that you think of when you think of your community. I don't think I found a vision or a mission statement when I was looking at the information for Clawson, and it's not tremendously important that you have that. I mean, it's some communities choose to and some communities don't. I think Little City with a Big Heart is a really good purpose statement as well as a really good marketing opportunity. But I would love to hear from the council members kind of your sticky notes when you say it. After you say your sticky note item, you could take it off and hand it to me. I'm going to put it on our board there, and we're gonna have the stickies for the rest of the evening as our purpose and vision statements. So, whoever wants to start, go for it.
I'll start. I have two thoughts. My first one is neighbors who look out for their neighbors, and then what unites us is greater than what divides us.
Awesome. Whoever wants to go next.
I can go. So I said I think we use our small size to our advantage, like it works in our favor because we are able to accommodate more people's wants and needs and work more directly with our residents. So. Thank you.
Mine kind of echoes Mayor Moffat's in community supporting one another, and we see that in events like Clawson Fest, 4th of July, things like that. So,
All right, mine is a small community that looks out for one another and ensures as many people feel part of the fabric of this community as possible.
Eloquent.
Mine is more vision. I say listening to each other and understanding even if we don't agree. I think that can be a great strength, and we learn from each other and the residents and the staff by always having an open mind.
Mine said it means community, connecting with your neighbors and other citizens alike through events and just the fun of the city.
Fun, you said?
Yeah.
All right. Absolutely fun.
And mine was very similar to a few of them. For me, it's a community where neighbors take care and watch over each other.
I appreciate you taking the time to got to go back to my report. Thank you for taking the time to do that. And hopefully just really quick, I could have done a nice crazy icebreaker and made you stand on your head or something, but just to get you thinking about the purpose of your community. And I think if when you're kind of going sideways sometimes or you need to hone back in, to me, this Little City with a Big Heart, you'd spend lots of money on a consultant to try and figure out how to get you back to that statement and the statements that you just made. And you've already got it built in for your community. What we're going to focus on today is, I really like this airplane analogy. And when you're managing a city, and I'll have a copy of the deck for everyone at the end, you have two parties in our local government system. The green bar is where I'd like you to focus your attention for a moment. When you're at the furthest, would be your left, the purpose and vision, that's the 50,000 foot level, that is really heavy council responsibility. Purpose and vision, that in the green bar is pretty full as a council responsibility. Then you have your strategic goals and your priority items. Those also are majority council or elected body driven aspects of local government. And then you start going through planning and oversight, the projects and the day-to-day, and you can see it shifts, that more of the white bar is there as opposed to the green, where the staff responsibility kind of takes over. And so those two things have to be really well integrated, because you can't have the first three in one area doing a thing and then expect the second three in the other area to get something accomplished that's different than that thing. So the alignment that these goal statements, and you've started with a really good foundation of your prior goals and objectives. Tonight isn't to rewrite them, but it's to refine. but to then use them more front and center. I'll have a commentary a little bit of why I think they are less front and center than maybe they have been historically for Clausen. But the goal tonight is we started with this purpose and vision. We're not going to spend much time. Just that first sticky note thing is the only thing we're going to do that's in that category. We're going to spend tonight on the strategic vision and then the priority items. And the prioritization is we're going to spend most of our time. But we're also going to focus on those strategic goals. Priority items you can also call your objectives. So you've got purpose and vision, strategic goals, and then objectives. And then that's where you hand off to the staff and say, get it done. Elected officials have a really, really interesting space in local government in Michigan. In the big circles, you've got the public, which has certain expectations. They expect that services will align with their individual needs, priorities, and perspectives. And the elected officials have to be responsive to that. On the other side, you have staff whose charge is to balance operational realities and prioritize resource to address the most pressing needs of your community. So their goal is to balance what they have or what the community has in order to meet the pressing needs. And the elected officials have to be super conscious of that as well. You have to understand your resources and how to balance them so that the most people are impacted in a positive way. Unfortunately, what the public expects and what the community has in almost all cases don't perfectly align. And you have the staff that overemphasize on what we can and can't do based on resources, and you have the public that says what they expect in terms of delivery at their door or at their curb, and you're in the middle. And that is a tension that you've signed up for by being an elected official, but you have to consistently remind yourself that you're in the middle of these two things, and that's okay. You're the link between these two things, which if I go back here, that link is right there with the strategic goals and the priority action items, particularly the yellow. The priority action items are your objectives. Those objectives that you prioritize, hopefully we'll get through that tonight, then tells the administration, hey, with that limited resources that you're charged with, using the best way for our community, we've now told you, based on our elected official status, what the public is right to expect out of you. So that's it's a tension that exists, and it's not a bad tension. It's the purpose of why we have the form of government we have. Council establishes goals. This is the same as your airline analogy, only it's done as a pie chart or a flow chart. Council establishes goals. Council and staff agree on some objectives, and staff reports on objectives. And then it comes back again. Were the objectives hit? Were the goals still valid? And then you reset your objectives each cycle. Cycles can be 1 year, cycles can be 2 years, probably not more than 2 years. A piece that I'm going to focus, you're hearing me say often tonight, is prioritization, which I think, well, this is where I want to lead to, and I'm going to pause for a second. You have 5 goals already as a community. This council, many members that, you were a 5-member board yesterday and you're a 7-member board today. By definition, you have new members, plus you have new members. Some board before you has established 5 goals and 40 objectives that you've inherited. I asked prior to this meeting, it's now been a little while, for you to give me some commentary through a survey form so that I could quickly amass data on your opinion of those 5 goals and 40 objectives. You actually have in front of you the colored paper that you have. This is the result of that data, the data. We'll talk about it in a second. In short, there was some general consensus that the goals were okay or good, not okay, good. Some general consensus that many of the objectives were fine. And so that was a good place for me to start with saying, okay, we have something to work with. We're not going to scrap this. However, what I did find, if I was to read that as a city manager, and those are the eyes that I often read things through, that was my former, probably should introduce myself for the camera, but we'll skip that. My former profession as city manager, when I read those 40, I don't know what the priority is. And I read the 40 and I'm like, they're clearly not numerically in order with the most prioritization at the top. And so I would not be able to accomplish all 40, I don't think. And I'm not sure that that document is clear on what the priority is. So to me, I felt good about the document. The goals are fine. They're 5. We're going to refine them in a second. The objectives, maybe they're all good. Maybe some of them are expired. Maybe there are other objectives that this group, this unique body would like to add. And we'll get to do that in a minute. I think I just said that. There was not consensus on your goals and objectives document, but I hope you find that the data presentation there as something useful, that generally there was a lot of green and blue, and there are a couple objectives that likely need to be talked about, maybe not having. Because remember, to me, 40 is, I'm not going to say 40 is too many. The number of objectives for your community is the right number of objectives. What I will say, 40 unprioritized objectives is not fair as an expectation for your staff to execute. So the goal, I'll walk you through the rest of the time we'll have together. So that was an opening good 15 minutes of me talking too much. What we're going to do first is go through the goals. And at the table, in your spots, with the grace of the mayor, have an open discussion of each goal, just the goal, not the objectives, of is that goal good as it is? And some of you check the box for that. Does it need more discussion? Several of you checked that box. And I think there was one goal where we had that maybe we jet set, a member had thought. Once we refine just the goals, we're not going to objectives to this time, we'll go to the objectives. And I have a different way to tackle 40, and it's not going to be all of us talking at the same time. Though it'd be entertaining, I don't think we'd get very far. But these 5, and these 5 are really good goals generally. Similar to where I would go to other communities and find similar goals. They're really broad, and that's appropriate. That's what you want. So let's go to that first one. You can refer to the screen, but you can also refer to the pages in front of you. Each goal has its own page on the printout. So your first goal is deepen sense of place and community identity.
So are you looking, do we want to do a polling of the people here, or are we just going to shout out our ideas?
Shout it out.
All right.
With your grace, I would love for people to shout out, good. There's a refinement there, there's a missing thing there. Remember, this is the highest level goal. We'll talk about what this means, what it means to deepen sense of place, how you improve your community identity. The means and the hows, that's your objective. Just this overarching goal, and you only get 5 of them, at least for this moment, is deepen sense of place and community identity, fine as written, or does anyone have any suggestions to change?
So I can start.
Please.
And I would, instead of deepen, I think I would maybe use the word preserve, community identity, and instead of sense of place, because I don't know what that means, sense of belonging or inclusiveness or something like that is what comes to mind.
Keep going.
I'm done, but, but
Others.
I'm one of the
Councilmember
green check boxes, so I didn't have a problem with the goal statement. So
Okay.
Maybe the people that. had
So
some words
blue
with me, maybe.
people, speak.
Well, I was a green person, and and a big part was to keep the deepen, like, because I would like it to be more so.
Like an aspirational
Yes,
statement.
yeah, not keep it the same.
Agreed.
Any more blue people?
I was blue. I have strengthened the collective identity and connection among community members to foster pride and belonging.
Ooh.
Whoa, time out. One more time, but a little slower.
Strengthen the collective identity and connection among community members to foster pride and belonging.
Belonging.
I like deepen too, but
Can we have both
I think
words
we
or no?
do have deep, so that's why I chose strength.
I guess that's kind of where I was coming to, like, people already love Clausen, but making, all action should be to keep us there, is my thought process. Who else is blue?
So I'm a blue. So I can read what I wrote. I said, Clausen has an opportunity at this stage to more intentionally define and strengthen its identity, particularly within the downtown and surrounding core areas. Deepening a sense of place is not only about aesthetics, programming, but about aligning land use, housing, arts, and business development in a way that attracts and retains people who actively contribute to community life. And then I went on, I said, a clear and authentic identity, one that welcomes artists, creatives, small business owners, diverse households, can create the kind of vibrancy that makes a downtown a destination, while also reinforcing demand for long-term home ownership in surrounding residential neighborhoods. This goal provides an important framework for that work, and I support further discussion on housing, arts, and economic development objectives can more explicitly reinforce one another.
Love it. I think we slipped a little bit towards the objectives of
Yes.
how we get to committee, which that's great. But hold on to that for sure, because we want to get the housing, we want to get the art, we want to get the downtown in whatever we end up with on the sense of place and identity.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm agreeing, but just a comment. I like the deepen, and kind of to what Councilmember Peltman was saying. Like when I think of preserve, I think of like a historical site. You preserve a historical site. I don't want you don't want vacant land to stay vacant. You want Clausen to grow with its residents. So that's why I like deepen and not preserve.
I agree.
What if we were to go with grow instead of deepen?
Grow the sense of place. Is what you're saying? Or-
So grow community identity, and I don't understand the sense of place thing, but something, but I like what you said. I kind of like the idea of grow.
Just that we're like dynamic, like,
Right.
a city's dynamic. Doesn't
Preserve
stay the
seems
same.
static, I get that,
Yeah.
right? Deepen, to me, this is maybe stupid, but deepen means like digging a hole.
There.
Right, and I want to project an upward trajectory.
Widen, like maybe
Yeah,
widen
that just might be my craziness, but.
Grow,
that's-
widen. I see what you're
Oh,
saying.
Yeah, yeah. But I like the grow word you used.
For my, to be real honest, I do not remember if I was green or blue. My brain is not working well today. But I had a note where I sort of liked maybe an alter to it where it was strengthen local storytelling, focus on like the community, the identity of what we have, and be able to tell that story as we grow.
What else?
All right. Sounds like we've got great ideas up on the board that I took a few notes. You've got kind of grow, deepen, strengthen, widen as the descriptor words that I kind of pulled from your conversation. Before we get to grow, deepen, strengthen, widen, sense of place versus collective identity or local storytelling, and excuse my spelling as I do this, or typos. I'm not going to see little red lines for spell bad. But talk to me a little bit more. I'd like you to talk to each other with sense of place, storytelling, collective identity as kind of options to say your community.
Yeah, that would be my question. What is sense of place mean? What does that bring to you? Because that's a weird term
Like
for me.
home, like feeling like at home. Because like they use
Security.
place a lot. Like a third place is like so like sense of place, like your place, like you're welcome there.
So
Like a
so
second
like
home.
comfort, security,
Yeah,
welcomeness.
yeah,
about you?
I think a lot like you're welcome to be there.
Your safe space.
Yeah,
Safe, yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. Safe. What about?
Yeah, it's like a second home, like you're set, like an extension of your home. to me, I guess. I don't know.
Like
in
a
some ways.
bigger, like nesting dolls, bigger home where your home is your home and the,
Yeah, and like the community is just an extension of that too. Like Clausen's an extension of, and the community is just an extension of your
So kind of
home.
community is the sense of community would be like saying the same thing in your mind. Okay, cool.
Yeah, like, on my note, I used like be a part of the fabric of the community, where like, you know, it's not like, you know, okay, you go to a hotel, you're living amongst a bunch of people you don't know, you feel like an outsider, but you feel like, you know, I don't know what the word is, but like warmth of in your neighborhood, just a part of the process, part of you.
The fabric.
That's why I use fabric. You're like a part of the
Yeah.
fabric of the community.
Yeah.
That's
You're woven in with the.
You're woven in with everybody around you. You know, you're all working towards the same goals. You know, so yeah.
What about you guys? What does sense of place mean to you guys?
I mean, it's your connection to your city. And,
Connection. I like
The-
that. Yeah.
you know, when I think of sense of place, it reminds me of, you know, home. I mean, I make the joke all the time. I rarely leave the 2.2 square miles of Clausen.
Do you leave this building?
Very rarely. But yeah, I mean, connection, I think, is a big thing on that.
Connection. I like that. What about you, Councilmember Tinlin?
I was thinking the connection too,
Too.
or connection between people as well, right? It's just not the communities, it's the
Yeah.
connection between the people. I'm kind of thinking my thing back to the neighborhoods, right, where we take care of each other.
100%.
Councilmember Florensky?
Yeah, I was just thinking when you guys were talking about connection, it's like if you've lived in Clausen for a while, you can talk to somebody and you can actually find a connection with that person, whether it was somebody you went to school with, somebody you worked with, somebody who just you knew that worked at the, you know, at the store that you went to. So it's kind of neat how the connection in the community, kind of like when you're here, you're like home. Like, I think that's what you guys were saying, so I like that.
It's a commercial for something, right? Isn't it? Where's it? Is it? It's a hotel, right?
Yeah, I think so,
Super
yeah.
8 or something like that. Sorry.
Yeah, one of those.
Cool. Cool.
So is the goal for us to wordsmith this into a new goal,
Little
perhaps,
bit.
with our input?
Yeah. I mean, my goal is to spend a few more minutes on this and see if you can't come to a little bit of consensus. I'll help you there. And then move on to the next. We're going to get through each 5 probably in about 30 minutes total. Because we're deep in the sense of place and community identity is fine, but I want you to own it. So if we focus on that community of connections was something that I just, as you were talking, community of connections kind of came up with fabric of the community, or this interconnectivity was part of your conversation of the community. So that was just a note that I took outside of your conversation, was a community of connections and something else, and I don't know what that would be. But I'm going to go back to our sense of place. And there's not going to be any formal votes this evening, but maybe polling would be okay, or looking at each other. And is there consensus a little bit to change sense of place? We'll go back to deepen in a second, but there's a request kind of to say, is there something we could do different than sense of place, like community identity or local storytelling or fabric of the community? Does anyone have a strong opinion on changing sense of place?
I like his fabric term, fabric of the community or fabric of the city or something along those lines. I like the imagery of the word fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone want to comment on the word fabric? Making sure we include it or not include it? Please speak up.
I don't like fabric.
Okay?
I'm leaning toward, I'm in the middle, but I'm leaning toward I don't care for it as much.
What would you prefer?
Well, that's why I'm in the middle. So.
Don't have a suggestion, but just,
There with
What
you.
would you prefer if you don't like fabric?
it's not that I don't like it. I think if you're thinking about Clausen and the sense of home, I don't want them to think like fabric store. And that's what comes to mind to me, so.
Well, we do have Habermans here.
Yeah, I mean, sorry about that, but.
Discount fabric.
True.
To me, it doesn't encompass everything that we're trying to, like that word
too fanciful for you? We need something more specific that,
More heartful. So, yeah, like, because we want everybody here to have that strength and the connection and to do the storytelling, and we're the little city with a big heart. So we want them to feel like the community when they're here. I just don't know how to
Yeah.
put that in the goal.
the pulse of the community, what are some synonyms that,
The heartbeat.
heartbeat, the vitality, the interconnectivity? I'm just throwing out words that come to mind that sort of are.
Like the energy,
Pardon?
like the energy kind of too. Like when you said heartbeat, I was thinking like kind of like I'm also just trying to throw out words if other people
Yeah,
throw out words.
so energy, electricity, the
Yeah.
connectivity, the
I don't know. I mean, when I look at it, for some reason, my brain, maybe I've already seen it somewhere else, but like a deepened sense of community or a deepened sense of community through local storytelling.
Yeah, but I mean, our goal isn't for like the city manager to write a bunch of novels about the stories, right? I mean, like to bring it back to, this is something that we're saying we want the administration to focus on. So I get but we're not looking for him to tell stories, but we're looking for him to maybe like. I go back to the word preserve, which I know we kicked out and we don't like it, but sort of sustain or continue the rich history, something like that. Maybe rich history might be something more than storytelling.
Let me jump in that, and I appreciate some of the comments of the things that will go under this. Improvements in the downtown, improvements in the community festivals, support of the community art and historic preservation for the right areas, improve your housing stock. Those are the things, the objectives that will ultimately be and are currently under this goal. So as at the highest level, I would say this is important for you to like or to own. Those objectives underneath are important for the staff to clearly understand. So this can be a little bit more esoteric or a little bit more not a to-do, but more just a, like you have, deepen the sense of place and community identity, and then the objectives fit underneath it.
So like a vision statement for the objectives.
For the
And so
goal. Yes.
So going back to that concept, looking at what you have, and I think the things that we've all talked about relative to this are a little bit beyond the tangibleness that the objectives will be, and touching on like the spirit and the heart of the community, and that's how those objectives achieve that goal. So
Correct.
Something that talks along those lines. So, almost again deepening the spirit.
I like
the community
spirit.
Identity, something along those lines.
Right. I was kind of thinking almost to like reflecting, like something that reflects the spirit of the community kind of thing. Like,
Do we like the word
Deep-
spirit?
Spirit, and I'll throw a monkey wrench too. Also, if you look at our objectives, we're really trying to build a positive community identity or a rich community identity, right? So I just think of that
Rich
as
is a
well.
good word.
yeah, I like rich.
'Cause that's what, if you look, that's everything we're saying on these objectives, that we're really trying to create a really nice community to live in, right? So I was trying to think the words rich, positive.
I'm just
Still
words.
like sense of place, but.
Yeah, I'm just wordsmithing based on what you guys have said and rewording what we already have. So deepen and enrich sense of the community and identity of the city. again, I'm just wordsmithing things that are
Say
people.
that again, deepen and enrich.
Deepen and enrich sense of the community and identity of the city.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
Did anybody study English in college or major in it? No?
I was an HR major.
Yeah, just own it. The Englishness of it, we're
Okay.
okay, but own
And we can-
whatever we have.
Yeah. So,
And we can circle back, but I would love to get a sense of, so we've got deepen and enrich. So you're doing two things. You're both bringing in what you have and making that stronger. Enrich to me is expanding a bit. So deepen and enrich, sense of community. And then I lost the rest.
and identity of the city.
And identity of the city.
I kind of like it.
I think it ties in sort of like everything that we were touching on keeping the historical value of what Clausen
Right.
is, but the need to continue to grow and sustain.
Both, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it.
Ding, 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 ding.
Words.
I think we have consensus.
You're welcome.
We have a little consensus.
Do we have
Unless
little voting
anybody
paddles? No.
wants to.
Hey, do
All
you
right.
want to throw a wrench in there?
Speak now and forever. Keep your wrenches to
I'm
yourself.
just helping. Just trying to listen and hear what people are saying.
I think it's
so.
great. I think
All right.
I think it works perfectly.
Okay.
All right, this one we've actually got a majority that want to keep it as is. So you can get there quick if you want. Foster an engaged, informed community. So, well, the first one is deepening and enriching the community. This is talking about an engaged and informed community. So, open for discussion.
So I'll go first and then we'll do a poll, but I think the thing that's missing from this in my mind is, so I like engaged, I like informed, but I would like to capture something here about like responsiveness or accountability to the community, or something along those lines is some things that I would like to see in this, changed in this goal. Those are my first thoughts. Councilmember Tinlin, and we'll go back around this way.
I think I was one of the green ones again. Yeah, so you want, when you say you want responsiveness or something, this just struck me as like a communication goal, right?
Well, responsiveness is a real important part of
Yeah.
communication, right? I mean, otherwise communication's one-sided, right?
Yep. Yeah, yes, yeah, we want a two-way street, so.
Right, something that talks about like that, yeah. Lou, turn your phone off.
Okay, that threw my, so.
Councilmember Spishak, we can,
Yeah, I mean, I can agree on that. I believe I was one of the green check marks on this one, fostering an engaged and informed community. I'm not opposed to looking at it, but I think that, engaging and informing the community is very important. So I don't really have anything additional to add to it.
I thought it needed a little bit more, but not too much more. So I had encourage active participation and maintain open communication to ensure community members are well informed about local matters. We can take that and build on it.
Give me the second half. I have the encourage active engagement.
And maintain open communication to ensure community members are well informed about local matters.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I don't think it needs any changing, because once you go into the objectives, you start hearing what they're saying, responsive communication with the community, so that, that's saying we need to be communicating as good as we can. So I'm okay with how it is. I think the objectives hit on a lot of what they were saying.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Councilmember Rinkovich.
Yeah, so I was in the blue. I think some of it probably goes down into the objectives where we can strengthen things. I noted an engaged community can only exist when residents feel informed, respected, and able to understand how decisions are made. And Clausen has the opportunity to strengthen this goal by more clearly defining what informed means in practice. including transparency, accessibility of information, consistency of messaging, and use of different channels to reach residents. And strengthening those elements will help improve civic participation, reduce misinformation, and foster more productive dialogue. So, but I like your accountability point too. I'm keeping that in my wordsmithing.
So Councilmember Pelton, and then I'm going to take a second, I'm going to make a second comment.
Yeah, I like this. I think this one was near perfect. I would probably just change to say well-informed, foster an engaged, well-informed community. But I think that's so much to build off of that, like we said, with the objectives, you can go, like, I think it's better to keep it more simplified. But yeah, well-informed instead of misinformed. It could be anything like.
Let's lead them astray. No, I'm gonna, what if, I guess I'm a little hung up too on the word foster. What if it was more direct, like engage and inform the community, full stop? Because foster is like,
Engage.
right, the real goal is engage and inform the community. Like I said, full stop is kind of after the conversations is where I'm going.
I kind of like foster because it's like once they are engaged and have the information, we foster the relationship and cultivate, and not just like if we say like engage. Well, I guess engage would, but yeah, I don't know. It kind of gives.
I mean, it's also two ways to look at it. Like, engage and inform the community is what you're saying, what you're going to do with or for the community. Foster an engaged and informed community is more of what their reaction is going to be to you as a city. Either way, I think your objectives will kind of say how that happens. It is yours to own, but your other goals tend to read the type of community you want the community to be. So you want to foster an engaged and informed community, or encourage an engaged, informed community. And then I agree, your objectives underneath, you can put them very direct of what that means. How do you foster or encourage an engaged and informed community?
What about the word facilitate instead of foster? Facilitate and engage an informed community.
Foster's
Mayor
more
Pro Tem's like,
nurturing.
no.
I like
I
foster.
feel-
I like foster.
Facilitate sounds cold. Sounds too like. Did you say cold?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, cold.
Foster's more warm. I think facilitate sounds more like.
How about cultivate? That's very nerd.
Oh,
Yeah.
ooh, I like
Yeah.
cultivate. Cultivate.
Well, you said
Yeah, me too.
I have that down here as your wordsmithing,
Inspired.
as part of the
Yeah. So
wordsmithing.
that just, because, yeah, fostering to me is nurturing, we're, also fostering means we're kind of leading to teaching the community information, how to use information. So that's why I like foster, but cultivate.
I heard cultivate from both ends.
Yes.
Yeah, I like, cool, let's bring it together.
bookends.
I like cultivate.
Do we have a little consensus on cultivate and engaged and informed community?
I like
Engaged,
that.
Yeah.
I
informed
like that,
community.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
Does anybody want to add the well-informed?
I don't have a
Or
problem with
just
that either.
sticking with informed is good? All right.
Yeah,
Well, or
I mean,
accurate.
well is a measurement, how do we measure well-informed?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can only lead a
Right,
horse to water, right?
And just want to be like,
Any
Cultivate.
consensus on adding well? Yes or no?
I'm not a fan, but I'm only one person. Councilmember Tinlin, how do you feel about wells?
I could live with that, I guess, because I'm trying to think, like I said, just have
That's-
accurately informed. I mean,
Right.
that's a big thing, because, sometimes, at
It's
least in
growing
my
on me,
world, when
yeah.
they're informed, they might be informed with the wrong information.
and maybe it's also in multiple like channels. Like you could be like well-informed, like because
That's
you
a
got
good
it on
point.
Facebook
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you saw it on whatever, and you said it's like okay,
I
I'm
guess well
point.
means
I'm
is
well-informed.
They are accurately informed, so they have
Yeah.
the correct information.
Yeah, that's in my.
All right, I'm coming around, I'm
That's in
almost
my
there.
notes here too.
Councilmember Spishak, what's your thoughts on well?
I don't mind it.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that cultivate an engaged, informed community makes sense. cultivate an engaged, well-informed community.
Engaged. I think we need an and in there maybe, but yeah, an and
Cultivate,
well-informed
engaged,
and in,
And
yeah, or
engaged
something to
and
make it a real
well-informed.
sentence, grammar. something
Yeah.
like that. Cultivate an engaged and well-informed community. And I kind of like it.
I think it could work.
Councilmember Slawinski?
I can take it or leave it. I like the well because we want to make sure that they're well-informed.
Yeah.
Could we do better at that? Yes, but those are more objectives. But they're still informed. So that's why I can take it or leave it.
Kind of like it.
Yeah.
Thoughts on well over here? Mayor Pro Tem, you're making a face.
No, I'm also a take it or leave it. I think informed community is, it says exactly what we're trying to do, but well-informed, just, make sure the right information is getting to the right people, basically.
Fair.
So,
All right.
Good?
Good.
All right, 3. This one, we had some as is, but majority is, let's talk about it. Cultivate organizational excellence. So this one is more of an internal facing goal. If you think about the objectives that are going to go underneath, this is going to be your services that you're actually providing to the public, and how your organization operates internally, your employees, their culture, and their responsiveness. 3 and 4, I want to just touch, actually I want to look at all the next 3, not at the same time, but just so we have a sense of, and you have the objectives in front of you, I do not, in terms of what you fit under each of those prior. So you have cultivate organizational excellence, efficient, resilient government, and then infrastructure, sustainable environment is number 5. 3 and 4, organizational excellence speaks more to, I think, how your organization runs, if you look at your objectives. Actually, I'm going to pull it in front of me, so I'm not thinking.
Should we change cultivate to foster now?
Yeah. 3 is really an internally facing goal where you're talking about your employees, you're talking about connection with staff members, you're talking about the activities of the organization. The organization is going to be more sustainable, and you're going to provide your customer service. So it's really internally facing. So let's think about 3 as how this organization behaves itself, the employees, the actions of the employees, that they become a premier city government team.
Before we start discussion, can I, based on what you just said,
Yep.
if 3 is internal, is 4 external?
That's where I'm
Okay,
going.
okay,
And
cool.
if we go to 4, we do talk a bit about your financial reserves and your financing, your city data, and then we get kind of into community engagement. They're both a little bit internally facing as I'm reviewing this. Your first 2 were externally facing. Your next 2 are internally facing, but we're going to have to distinct which bucket is going to be which. Your 5th one is clearly the services that you're providing. So this is where you have public safety, this is where you have transportation, this is where you have street lighting, this is where you have water and sewer. So your last one is those utilities, the roads, the water, the sewer, the services your community is consuming. 3 and 4, I'm working through in my own brain right now with you. 3, cultivate organization excellence. So you have got customer service, succession plan, employee engagement, compensation packages for employees. So this is really about your internal culture of the culture of the city council, the culture of the employees, and the culture you want among your internal functioning team. I think number 4 really talks about provide. So this is what that team is going to provide the community. Responsive results. Actually, some of the fiscal stuff probably belongs under number 3 if that's going to be our internally facing. And then 5 is where you're actually providing the streets, the street lighting, the utilities. That was a lot to say. 3 and 4 are really similar in terms of the priority, the objectives you ended up underneath them. For purposes of right now, let's identify, and I'm open to discussion, let's identify 3 as your internal culture. Your employees, your own behavior as elected officials, the environment in City Hall, the feel in City Hall, the development of employees, succession, those types of things, well-trained, very inward-facing. Not the service you're giving to the public, the service, and if you think about the environment you want to attract employees to. So that would be kind of something that's underneath this goal, and in my mind goes to what would make Clawson a really great place to attract great employees to, or for someone that really wanted to run for elected office in this place because they see well-functioning, good staff, good commission, or good elected body. And so those objectives underneath are going to be how do we create a really good culture internally facing. I just talked too much. But goal 3, cultivate organizational excellence, actually falls in that, but you may want to wordsmith it a little bit focused on internal culture.
So let's go to Councilmember Slawinski, because she's got all kinds of stuff written out. Let's see what you got first.
Oh, okay. So I have promote best practices and continuous improvement within the organization for enhanced effectiveness.
Ooh. Can you read it again one more time?
Yep. Promote best practices and continuous improvement within the organization for enhanced effectiveness.
Nice. Councilmember Spishak?
I had something that was sort of similar. Organization that delivers consistent excellence through clear direction, strong ownership, and effective systems with continuous improvement.
Give me that one more time.
And louder.
Oh, sorry. Organization that delivers consistent excellence through clear direction, strong ownership, effective systems, and continuous improvement.
Clear ownership, and then give me that second part.
Continuous improvement?
Effective systems and continuous improvement.
All right.
All right, Councilmember Tinlin.
Yeah, I was blue on this one, so organizational excellence is good, but I was thinking more of developing a culture of organizational excellence, employee focus or something like that. So we're the council, so our job is to create a climate and culture for our for the city administration employees. So that's what I had in my notes here. Just, you know, I just don't like the statement cultivate organizational excellence. So I didn't like that. It's too short of a goal. I thought it was kind of vague, even though they're supposed to be short. I thought a culture
Develop a culture of organizational excellence.
and employee focus. Because we talk a little bit, if you look at the objectives, we talk about
Right.
compensation, succession planning and stuff too. So that's definitely city employee focused.
Let's go to the end, Councilmember Peltonen.
I was a green, but I want to change to be a blue because I like what Councilmember Tinlin said, all of that. So
This one.
I like it now. I'm still green with what I like it that way.
You like this
Yeah.
wordsmith to that.
Councilmember Rinkovich.
A lot of what everybody said is kind of here, but I'm going to read what I wrote here. So I have the intent of this goal is important and appropriate. However, cultivating organizational excellence requires more than aspirational language. It depends on clear systems, documented processes, consistent training, and accountability structures that support both employees and leadership. So,
Can you read that one more time? I'm sorry, but.
yeah. So the intent of the goal is important and appropriate. However, cultivating organizational excellence requires more than aspirational language. It depends on clear systems, documented processes, consistent training, and accountability structures that support both employees and leadership.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I jotted down basically what Councilmember Tinlin was saying. I said, maintain an organization that attracts and retains high-quality employees and elected officials. So basically, cultivating that environment where people want to come work here, and they also want to come run for office and, make.
Give it to me again. 'Cause we
So what I jotted down was maintain an organization that attracts and retains high-quality employees and elected officials.
I like that.
You said high quality?
High quality, yes.
I like a lot of what everyone else said. I like, and maybe things like clear systems, accountability, and that kind of thing are going to be in the thank you, that's the word I'm looking for, objectives. So I like the goal to be that we're going to put all those proper things in place so that we can achieve those goals. So cultivate organizational, so maybe like establish organizational excellence, or outline, define organizational excellence, or put it in practice. Like, I'm looking for like a verb or something like that other than cultivate, that doesn't say we're just gonna, cultivate to me seems like we're gonna gently shepherd it in. I want something like we're going to require, demand, that sort of
Create,
thing.
design,
Create.
develop.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, well, we're saying develop.
Develop a culture.
I need to find a place where I can see this. Because I had a good thought. Develop a culture of organizational excellence and
I guess just one comment. I guess develop and both cultivate kind of says we don't have it now. That's my only thing about those two words. It
Yeah.
means we're starting from scratch and we have nothing close to organizational excellence, which I
see.
don't think.
Yeah.
Oh, we can foster it.
Can we use
Just
the
a
word-
comment.
I mean, wait, I did say that earlier. that was in the beginning. I think that would be perfect there.
So sustain,
Support.
Well, I think
Maintain. and-
Maintain, or we could say foster, because we took it out of the
Fostering.
last one.
But fostering also means advancing, boosting, encouraging, promote,
Yeah.
foster a culture of organizational
Yeah.
excellence that attracts and retains high-quality employees and elected officials.
I like fostering in there.
what about ensure, or, I don't know.
I think foster gives us room, though.
Okay,
I don't mind this.
All right.
I don't mind foster.
It's not a guarantee, and it's not,
foster a
not a
culture of
negative, and
organizational
it's not a
excellence that
guarantee.
attracts and
It's like-
retains high-quality employees and elected
I'm
officials.
just
This is
looking
a
for a
goal.
positive word, right? Versus, us saying, you shall do this, right?
Right.
So fosters a safer, what else? I'm trying to think else for
Brought
promote.
up thesaurus, yeah.
I'm looking up stuff, just so you know.
Maintain.
I'm wordsmithing over here.
I mean, yeah, because we maintain a culture of organizational excellence that attracts and retains high-quality employees and elected officials.
I think foster is the perfect word there.
Speaking of
Because we've
foster,
already
did you-
said
Well, I
we
mean,
need
it
have a
just 'cause it's
trademark
like-
on that?
I mean, it really, it just kind of, it's like that, I think that fits, because it's like foster what we have, nourish it, grow it, like it just.
Well, we've all said, too, that there are objectives in here that
Yeah.
need to be worked
Fair.
upon,
Yeah.
too. So I don't know that we can
Foster a
put
culture
maintain up
of
there
that attracts-
if we want
I'm fine with
room
foster.
to, this is a goal, right? So we want to be able to work
Art.
within it.
So anyone objecting to foster?
I'm gonna stay quiet if I think of another word, then we'll have it. I thought about strive too, but foster's good. Strive for a
Strive
culture.
means I'm just trying and I'm never going to get there. Foster seems more
Okay,
like,
foster,
More.
I'm good with foster.
All right, anyone,
speak now or hold your peace.
thank you, Mayor. All right, we're getting there. Now, this one is going to be what you're delivering to the community that is not your roads, lights, water, sewer. That's your next one. So your utilities, your safety, your public safety, the actual physical things that you're delivering to your community, I think goes in 5. 4 is going to be how you're engaging with your community, what type of government you have. So that's where are you fiscally sound? Are you concerned about, you've got, your first 2 in here are financial reserves and bond rating. So are you're securing grants. This has got a fiscal sense to it. So I think it's partnering with others. Actually, this is quite fiscally oriented. You've got some data and IT, so think of fiscal and technology, partnering for more efficiency. So if some of the other ones are effectiveness, this is efficiency.
So everything you said though just now, because we originally said like 3 was internal, 4 is external, but everything you just said
Is internal again.
is internal again. So, and I'm getting concerned that we don't have something that highlights the importance of our external customers. And I think that that either we go back and rewrite something or we change, or do we say that,
Yeah.
like, let's make 3 all internal and let's really make 4 external and reinvent it?
Right. I'm hearing you. I do think 2, and we may want to circle back to 2 at the end, but Mayor, I believe 2 is where responsive communication, responsive government, that one is informed, and maybe we come back to it to add the piece where we're also being responsive. I do think in 4, a place for your fiscal concerns, a place for your technology concerns, a place for your partnership concerns is appropriate. But I think I'm hearing you, and I think I want to go back or suggest we go back to 2 to make sure we're capturing in 2 how we're treating how we're engaged with our residents. So we're cultivating cultivate an engaged and well-informed community. And maybe we revisit that one, because you have enough in your objectives right now to fill up what you want to do with your finances, with your partnerships, because 3 ends up being your employees and each other, your social arrangement. 4 ends up being your finances, your IT, and your partnerships. 5 is going to be your public safety, your streets, your roads, your lighting. I think 2 is where we go back and really talk about customer service and make sure that your objectives that you want for customer service are available in number 2. Because the most important thing is that you have a goal to put all of the objectives you want to do under.
I like
and
it.
so 2 would be where we can revisit. So for 4, provide efficient, resilient government. Actually, we're a little bit split on it, but that efficient, to me, your objectives underneath it is talking about being an efficient use of the taxpayer money, being an efficient place to deliver your service. So these are yours, but that efficient piece seems to be clear in the objectives. Sorry.
So my 2 cents out of the gate,
Yeah.
and we'll pull everybody. So provide efficient, I want to say something like internal infrastructure. Like, I'm not talking about the sewers, but I'm talking about the infrastructure within the government, efficient government infrastructures, maybe what I'm trying to say, that we have and that speaks back to sort of having everything in place so that we can do all of these things, processes and procedures kind of things is where I'm going. That's Councilmember Tinlin.
Yeah, I was blue on this one, so I kind of I looked at my notes, I didn't like the word resilient, so I kind of wrote, provide an efficient and proactive and transparent
Ooh.
government for our citizens and interested parties or stakeholders. That's talking about externals. So
Like
that's
it.
kind of private
Ooh.
company speak there.
And we may not have to go to number 2 then. Give me that again.
Provide an efficient, proactive, and transparent government for our citizens and interested parties or external stakeholders, so.
Yeah,
Look
you
at
hit like everything.
I'm just
I
going to
like
go
some fancy
external
words.
stakeholders.
I like Tinlands.
I,
Tinlin, you hit proactive, transparent, like almost everything in my notes here.
Well, good, see what
Yes.
we're thinking.
Nice.
I know.
Nice.
So,
Look at us, we're on fire.
right.
Councilmember Spishak.
I go with Tinlands. I don't think anybody. If somebody wants to
That's
one
what I
up,
had.
Right here.
I like that one.
What you got,
May I
Councilmember Slawinski?
suggest this, because I think it's really close,
Yeah, stakeholders could be everybody, right?
Yeah.
And stakeholders and interested parties are the terms for that.
for
so.
stakeholders.
Yeah,
That's your
stakeholders, right.
citizens, that's your business community, that's your
Insurance
visitors.
and everything.
Provide an efficient, proactive, and transparent government for stakeholders. Efficient, you can get in your finances, your IT stuff. Proactive means you want to take things to it. You want to be more innovative than sit back. Transparent, you want to. It's what your community demands of you. And now you have a choice to go to for some of your customer service desires, or here where you've got the proactive and transparent.
Nice.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, let's,
Well,
Councilmember
make sure.
Slawinski's got ideas at the tip of her
Yep.
tongue.
Yeah, let's
get
go.
those out.
Come on.
No, I like Mr. Tinlin's, Councilmember Tinlin. I like it, but I just wanted to read what I had in
Please.
case there was one or two words or none that you want to read, that you want to add. To ensure government operations are streamlined and adaptable to changing circumstances.
Ooh, I like the adaptability comment there. Is proactive covering adaptability?
A lot of times they call it agile or agility.
Give me,
I was thinking agile.
Yeah.
give it to me again.
Oh, sorry. Ensure government operations are streamlined and adaptable to changing circumstances.
So if we were to merge that into Councilmember Tinlin's, provide an efficient, agile, proactive, and transparent government for
I mean,
stakeholders.
I like his.
I
That's
like
fine.
this too, but I like your adaptability comment.
Okay.
I think we should incorporate that. Oh, or just use the word?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it. I like it.
Yeah. So the city, yeah, we roll with the punches, right? Things
Yeah.
change and
Yep.
things happen.
Looking this way. Mayor Pro Tem.
no, I'm good with it. Yep.
I'm actually going to flip the order.
Yeah.
First, you're efficient, then you're adaptable, then you're
you're
proactive,
proactive.
Nice.
while being transparent.
Right.
Wow, look at us bundling it all up, packaging it.
All right,
Great.
I'm getting real
Last
excited.
one.
I'm like, calm down, Sue.
we're almost going to be on time. Almost. All right. 5. Again, you've got a majority that we're fine with it as is. You've got a couple folks that want to talk, and one thinks we need to revamp it in full. Improve infrastructure while creating a safe, comfortable, and sustainable environment for all.
I think part of what I struggle with this is comfortable is such a subjective term. Like what's comfortable for me is not what's comfortable for other people. Whereas, you know, safe and sustainable, and so if I were to make any suggestions, improve, I would just say, the only thing I'm looking to change maybe is taking out comfortable, and keeping the rest is where I'm at the moment. Mayor, who are you? Councilmember Pelton.
So I get what you're saying about comfortable. I mean, I guess it is kind of covered under safe because that's kind of the feeling that I'm like welcoming, but safe and yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm.
Okay.
If I'm to give my 2 cents as an outsider again, I'm not sure improve infrastructure while doing these other things. I don't understand the
Yeah,
tense
kinda-
of that. Like
yeah.
you want to improve
Okay.
infrastructure, you want safety, you want sustainability.
Yeah.
It almost implies that we're going to improve infrastructure and use lots of money there. And we're also going to keep doing these other things, which may have been a sense of the timing of when this was written, but I don't understand the word "well" in there, and I don't have a clear suggestion for you. But as an outsider, that confuses me.
So what if we were to change it to improve infrastructure to achieve safety, safe and sustainable environment. Or something along those lines, like we're gonna do this to get
Okay,
to
so
there.
that was more of the goal.
Yeah,
Improve infrastructure to create a safe and sustainable environment.
yeah.
Okay, because when I read it as the while, I was thinking like we're gonna knock down this building, but still make it be home sweet home. So now that you're saying it that
You
way,
have to live in a tent.
right? I mean, well, it's
Yeah.
I think it was because it's like you've seen other cities go and just
Yeah, like this is what we're gonna do to achieve the goal of a safe and sustainable environment.
Are we misusing the term infrastructure, though?
Are we what?
Are we misusing, using infrastructure as the bucket for everything? Maybe that's the wrong word.
I
Because we
think-
had talked about, we talk about, if you go down the objective, we're talking about not just on infrastructure, but the canopy, that's sustainability, but also public safety services. That one objective just doesn't fit infrastructure.
Right.
Just a comment.
And I think you're right, that this was before infrastructure bond, when that was a big deal, and we
Right.
needed to address that.
Yeah, it's determining how you want to use the term infrastructure. Infrastructure can mean infrastructure, or infrastructure tends to mean for government-oriented people, the pipes.
Right.
And the roads.
And I think
So,
that was the genesis
I
of it
think
when it was written.
My suggestion, if you're going to use the word infrastructure, people are going to think pipes and roads,
Right. Yeah.
which is cool. Use it, but use it as you want safety, you want good infrastructure, you want reliable services, and infrastructure too. Like
Pot them out.
the things you're
find them
going,
out.
what are we delivering to our citizens?
So do we flip it, create a safe and sustainable environment by improving infrastructure?
Isn't that a part
it-
of creating the safe environment, though, the infrastructure?
Yeah, you may
So
not need it.
Like, I guess I'm almost like improve
Move it, yeah.
infrastructure.
Right.
Because we're trying to create a safe,
Exactly.
safe,
Create a safe
functional.
And make it one umbrella
The
and put the objectives
Right.
underneath it.
My pipes are a part of the environment.
Yep,
The road,
right,
the
yep.
flooding, that's part of the environment.
Public
So-
safety is part of
Yeah,
that. All of these
that's
things
the
are under
encompassing
it.
word.
Yeah.
So, but before, we said, create over the item suggests that it doesn't exist today.
Okay, so let's
So,
wordsmith create.
um,
Let's talk about that. I see what you're saying.
we could say, strive to create or augment this, we can foster this. We can, something that talks more about moving that item forward. Ensure, build, prioritize.
I have upgrade and maintain public infrastructure while prioritizing safety and sustainability for all residents.
Upgrade and maintain.
Public infrastructure while prioritizing safety and sustainability for all residents.
I think there's something in there for sure on the upgrade and maintain that you're going to do both. You want to maintain what you have, and you want to continue continuous improvement of some kind. Again, I think it may have been timing to prioritize public infrastructure so much in a goal is hard for you want a safe and sustainable community. And one of the ways you have is to do that is really good infrastructure. But I'm probably
So are you
participating too much
suggesting we
here.
focus more on the safety and sustainable environment as the goal? And
That's what I
then
think, yeah.
address infrastructure, whatever else in the
Correct.
objective?
One of the ways you have
Yes.
one of the ways you have a safe and sustainable community is pipes that don't break,
Exactly.
Is, well,
pipes
yeah,
that
fair.
don't break,
Right.
roads that don't pothole.
Streets that don't flood,
Right.
basements that don't
That's
flood.
good infrastructure is to me a part of your safe and sustainable.
Could we say like
So-
ensure? Like, is that a good ensure safe, comfortable, sustainable environment for all?
What's, like strive to
provide.
Provide.
Encourage.
Because like, yeah,
Provide isn't saying that we're not already.
Right.
It's like we need to deliver it.
Right.
You know,
So we
that's
want,
what we
I like
need to
that,
do.
'cause that's the goal. We're always, we
Encourage,
want to
provide.
always provide
Yeah.
a
Promote.
safe and,
That's good.
what do you think about provide?
I like provide because I was really struggling with create, right? Because that's implying we still.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right.
We're-
Yeah.
I like provide.
Yeah.
That's the
Good
goal.
job.
Gotcha.
Could do, I heard consistently out there, I threw it in there as.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, oh, I like,
Now, you need to help me with the tail. Is it community or environment?
environment, because environment.
Right,
to
that's-
mine
Yeah, I like environment.
talks about the,
The physical,
Yeah,
not so
physical.
much the people.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
community, I think, is the people.
Environment for all?
Yeah.
yes, I like it. We're so cool.
Anyone?
It's good.
I get real excited.
All right. Cool. We're going to take 1 second to go like this. All right, much better. All right, so our next task, if you choose to take it, which you don't have much choice because I still have you here for a little bit, is, and this is going to be a challenge, and this isn't going to be one day and you're done potentially. So, what I want you to do and what my challenge is for you is to prioritize the objectives that exist and identify, not a ton more, but identify any objective that's really important to you to add, okay? This is going to be a difficult task. I'm going to use a technique as best as I can to get you there as far as we can get this evening. You've got 40 of these. If we did this 40 more times, we'll be here till after Easter. So what we'll do is you, as a policy body, so the key in this exercise is you as a body must come up with what the staff should focus on in the short term, 1 to 2 years. Objectives tend to be short term. Your goals, hopefully you tweak these tonight, and maybe 5 years from now you're going to take another crack at them. Your objectives, you should consider a technique for yearly or every other year to really work through, are the priorities right? So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put the objectives into 3 categories. The current objectives plus any additions that we add. But we're going to put them into 3, how about I present for now? Oops, no. Highest priority, important but not immediate, and lower priority. No objective tonight will be dismissed or thrown away unless you consensus that we're going to do that. But that's not the goal. You can be assured if there's an objective there that you really like, but your peers are like, it's not the highest priority and it's not important right now, that's okay. It's going to go in that lower priority bucket and it'll be living there for you to fight for another day. It's going to take compromise to get this to where we want, which for me is target only 3 to 4 per goal. So at the end of this exercise, your administration is going to have between 15 and 20, instead of 40, things that they can wrap their head around and report back to you on an occasional basis on progress being made, which is the whole point of the exercise, is for administration to have things to report back to you with progress being made. And you get an opportunity to add some. Don't go crazy. You got 40. But if there are a couple, that's what we're here for this evening as well. All right. Here's how we're going to do it. And now I'm going to speak to our YouTube audience at home. This is where I apologize tremendously because they aren't going to be by their mics while we do this next exercise. So, observe, but you may want to take a coffee break. We'll come, it's kind of late. Whatever time you're watching it on the YouTube, take a little break, and when we come back, we'll report back out to the camera. The public that is here will be able to observe what's happening.
So the camera, just for Open Meetings Act
Please.
concerns, the camera's going to stay on, mics are going to stay on.
Yep.
But there's going to be a lot of chatter, so you might not hear the individual conversations, but we're going to do it all in open session here.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes. That is correct. So the way we're going to actually do this, yes, please.
So my question is, I don't want to jump ahead because you
Yeah.
might be explaining this, but when you're talking about an objective, I see there are a bunch of these that there isn't like a specific number or.
Measurable.
Yeah, there's not a lot of measurables. Are we going to be able to tweak those so that we know when they're achieved?
Great question. And I had considered this evening to get to measurables, which is the next step after objectives, is when you prioritize these, particularly the highest priority ones, and I'm trying to get you to that limited number, that then you have measurables that the administration can report on. To be frank with you, I don't think we're going to get there this evening, but I
Okay.
do think when you get to your priority ones, you should ask of your administration, what are the measurables for these? Or you can help give them guidance on the measurables, but that's going to have to be an ongoing conversation. We just won't get there this evening.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. That was a great question. And
Really great.
if you had, all agreed on in the data that you provided me on the goals 100%, and you agreed on all the objectives 100%, we didn't have to change anything, then you're into measurables. But that is the next step that Clausen's ready for, hopefully after this evening. Thank you. Okay, so the way we're going to do this, and remember, for the last 10 years, I've taught undergrads in college, so I'm really good with eye rolls. So if anybody wants to roll their eyes at what I propose next, I am comfortable with that. I've got these two tables setting here. What we will have is, I'm going to set up a space here where you're going to have highest priority, important but not immediate, and lower priority. And you'll have the goal. And all the objectives are going to be laid out there. And you're going to move them into the piles. Okay? You're going to move them into piles. Two groups are going to do it at the same time. A group of 3 and a group of 4. We're going to go through goal 1. You're going to do it. We're going to see if we're close. If the two groups are totally agreeing, we got 3, we got 4, and you both agree, awesome. If you don't agree, then we have a little bit of discussion. We come up with the 3 to 4. You could arm wrestle if you want, Mayor. You come up with 3 or 4. Then we're going to change the composition of the group. So you don't get stuck with your same 3 or your same 4 people. So if you don't like who you get stuck with the first time, it's all right. You get changed for goal number 2. We're going to do this 5 times, and we're going to get as far as we can. I'm going to give you as much time as I can, but be efficient with it. If you can quickly put something in the knot, get it there. If you can quickly get something to the priority, get it there. Get them where they need to be, see if you're close to 3 or 4, and then get to 3 or 4 in your first priority. And once you get there, put those 3 or 4 in priority.
Okay.
You with me? Mm-hmm. Any questions on this? On your sticky note pad, the back of your sticky note pad has a number. It's kind of like a baby shower.
Right?
Is there something under the chair?
Nothing underneath your seat. That is your number for this exercise. The front table is going to be Group A, and the back table is going to be Group B. And as I'm placing here, I'm talking. You can move these around. These are your workstation. You're only on goal 1. Goal 1 is the longest. It's like the Constitution, right? They had a lot of time spent on that first couple of articles, and then by the last one,
They're all tired.
Get out of Philadelphia, it's too hot. You did the same thing with your goals. You have, your objectives. Your goal 1 has 10 objectives. Mm-hmm. But in here also are 4 pieces of blank paper. And if you can do this efficiently, then you can get to the blank paper and bring a pen and write, is there an objective missing here, or 2 objectives missing? I really encourage you, if you're going to write them, they can go anywhere, but really focus, are you missing a high priority? Good?
Makes sense.
All right. Group A, come and get it. Group B, I'm going to set you up now. Means you got to get out of your seat, stretch your legs, come over here.
Team B, Team B.
You're happy with it?
I'm just
There you go.
So I think we need to sign this. So, before we get back here, okay. You did? Okay.
That's a high for me.
Okay, because we can move around if I want to. I grab that. I just, yeah, I'm kind of.
It seems like these two are almost very similar.
Okay, it sounds.
Okay, okay. I feel like it's already.
Which is great.
I feel like it's.
Oh, there's fostering.
It's important, but I feel like it's already, some of these are grouped together. We do it well. Good first. But then we also. This speaks to these two already, you know, but I think it's high importance.
I think it's clear that this talks about the principles and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
I think it's more succinct.
Like, for me,
Investment with our experiences.
one's like the.
It's somewhere in here.
Everybody agreed on that one.
It's a nice to have, you know? It's a nice to have.
Oh, no, that's for sure. I'm not gonna see that.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, no, I was just thinking, this foster social.
It's also bike pass, you know, bus.
I mean, how do you,
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
it?
So I know, Fred, I think you said that.
Well, right, I don't know what that.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know how that. With, like, for example, there's that piece of property right now where the. Issue about the front and the back.
Everything's not set.
Okay, so say,
Other options.
Offer housing.
No, you encourage.
So that
Yeah.
it goes and that we can have more.
It's-
we do it,
Like, you
it's-
know, like the property.
So I think that's not this one.
It's something.
It's high importance. Great work, yeah. It's high importance.
So,
Give me a favor, when you're reading this process,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Mine's got, I'm gonna print it.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
that's right. 3,
I'm
4
gonna
are
do.
the highest priority.
Yeah, so your highest priority, not both priority. Once you get the book, the
Yes.
ones in high priority, you're gonna put them in the.
I'm
Three or four.
I just don't, yeah.
It might be important if I knew that.
So, yeah, I feel like the three of them, if we were to, like, read ordinances, we could.
But these would be like.
That's very
For sure, yeah.
So can we,
Yeah, you can, a lot of these can be-
It's lower priority, yeah.
and, investment.
Well, and that kind of goes over on.
You know, that one, it's,
Yeah.
a lot of them are,
Breaking the rules.
oh, sorry. We're changing them for you.
So I think we're doing one too, right? Because we feel like you could combine these and achieve.
Right,
yeah.
So we get four there, throw in.
So we made it into four.
It's one of my top ones, because I wasn't planning.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
One or two.
But this one, like getting the ordinances to be able to.
Right here.
And I know they tried the big product one time. We don't have.
Or however you want it.
Right, but, yes.
Or mural. Yeah, some military one.
And then this is,
Yeah, so these would be highest we want to really work on.
and so we could do,
Yeah, I never could quite understand
improved
that.
aesthetics, right, or something like that.
I don't know, when I say commercial, it's like, when I think commercial, I think, the industry, it's like, all
Because I mean, there's a difference when you have like a central downtown like we do. People that want to actually get back. Even though like a town we hired. Oh, I remember. Yeah. It's no, it's not downtown for sure. Yeah, for sure. Stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, my problem with this was invest in public art. I wanted to incorporate public art experiences, but it seemed like invest
There's
is
other ways
like,
to.
right, like we have artists. We
don't have much money to work
Right,
with.
I think
so-
I don't want to invest our money, but I want to.
Yes, there's people out there that will provide that.
Prioritize.
Right, yeah. Oh, I see, yeah. It's not cheap.
Anyone that's thirsty.
It's being smart, right, you're not.
Everybody does.
Oh, you weren't there this morning, never mind.
Where am I?
At our.
Oh, no,
So I got my own Thomas and my Thomas experience.
All right.
That's awesome.
All right, we're gonna go with A's and B's and take a seat.
That's what I thought.
It looks like we're actually quite packed.
They said 3 or 4.
So objective,
These are combined.
We combined them.
objective 1, yes?
Yes.
Unedited for now? Okay, we're gonna put that as, actually, did you put these in order of importance?
No, we just put them in there.
Put them in order of importance to your group. Make sure they're.
This is kind of ours.
Yeah,
This came into this.
Group based on instructions.
That would be mine.
Group B, I've lost.
Now, you might have some disruptive. No, I was going to
I was gonna put that one over, so. I mean, it all depends on what's possible at the time.
Needs, the expanding housing. I struggle here.
So we'll put that, we'll put that on top and then do that.
They're effort.
We'll have to bring it home.
I mean, they're kind of parallel. I mean, really.
That's what I'm saying, they're a lot of them are related, that's why it's hard to pick which one's top. For me, that one is behind.
Group B, we all right?
Yeah-ish.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I
You like that one?
I don't.
No. All right, we've got objective 1 and objective 1 as 1. So both groups agree. Objective 2. Objective 2, expand housing options.
So we,
That was our third one.
so
That's okay.
that's our third one,
You got the third one.
but we smushed it.
And then objective 5, that's your last one, right? And then objective 4.
Yes, we put with.
Okay, cool. So you have the exact same 4. The two groups have the exact same 4.
Crazy.
Slightly different order.
You guys look over here.
Slightly different order, but what I'd like you to do now, and then the prioritization order I like, but it's not a must, for both groups, because you did that actually relatively quick. Let's just focus on your 4, knowing that both groups agree, these are the 4 that you're gonna say in administration, this is important. They started to wordsmith them a little bit. We don't need to wordsmith them exact, but if there's anything in here that you want to make a note on or enhance or you think is missing, go ahead and do it. They actually took a couple that were very similar, like the combat light and expand housing options, and they put those two together. It's
Under the umbrella of ordinance like, you know, revise and revamp ordinances.
I didn't understand what you're saying, housing that.
To combat blight in residential neighborhoods and expand housing, like, we put it all under ordinance umbrella.
Right.
This to us would be a lot massive.
Yeah, this kind of.
Okay. You can wordsmith that a little bit. The one outlier in all of this, actually, for my two groups, for my two groups, this is actually exciting to see you talk, because like, in a council meeting, you don't get to talk like this. And I'm sure you do sometime at a restaurant, but you can't do this on a day-to-day basis. And it is the reason we're in for elected office, I assume, to talk about objectives to get stuff done. The one outlier I want to have this group kind of say to this group is that art. Art ended up pretty low on theirs, so that would be the only one for discussion before we go to wordsmith a little bit.
I say that ours is up here with taking out invest and just saying prioritize, because we didn't want any sort of financial tie to art experiences.
But we also smushed it with improve the overall appearance of commercial corridors and industrial districts, while improving public art experiences. Like, we put that together as part of what.
Right. And if we're saying what our priorities,
So-
we
I
understand
understand why this has to be on its own.
That's what I'm saying.
It's also,
Yeah. You can make up your own rules.
So if there's consensus to add art to improving your corridors, that's easy.
Yeah.
Wordsmithing for me to do. But I do want to give you about 3 minutes.
Yep, we have
If-
corridors of two.
And then-
How did you get? What are we missing? What
This
is
was
it?
our own priority.
No, I know.
Because
Objective
they-
one,
They smushed it
Yeah.
together.
objective,
We have 8 and 2 combined, and we have 4 and 7.
so go through it again. Objective one, we have.
that's how they got there.
Oh, okay,
That's how
that's
they
how
got
they
there.
got there. Gotcha,
Right,
gotcha,
and then
gotcha.
we have 4 and 7 together, and then we have 5.
They're doing this by ordinance, and we did this via, we went up through master plan, and they went this way via ordinance.
I hear you. So
See what I mean?
I'm with you, because we're gonna combine objective 7 with something. Do we want to combine it with 1 or 4?
Go for it.
Right, they both work.
Yeah.
I don't,
My thinking is just because the only way you're gonna combat blight in residential neighborhoods is tightening up your ordinances and then code enforcement of that, right? And the same thing, expanding housing options, our only opportunity to expand housing options is to look at planning issues, ordinances, and, you know, where you can, working with builders to find other spaces, like the PUD thing for the PNC and all that stuff, right?
Some other things will be coming to us very shortly, like across the street.
Amen, right? Yeah, right, exactly. That's a perfect example, that's what we use as an example.
Yeah, that's
Right.
back to the expanding housing, finding new ways of.
yeah.
Exactly.
exactly,
Yeah.
So, take a minute, for this group for sure, get your things combined with a few notes. For this group, you get to combine these two, and you can don't bring anything else over. We've got our.
Yeah, copy down.
But wordsmith a little bit for a couple minutes, and then we'll go.
That's.
Okay, I'm not gonna read it. See, I'm taking over the seat.
I learned something different. What is it? Probably
She knows about it. Was it the same? I was like, I want to do it separately and see if it's the same thing that we're doing. It's the same, it's just upside down.
Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah, for the stuff. Yeah.
and so,
It's the other side we want. You can return it.
I think the tie with the combat.
Do you want to put, important, put that.
Ties them a little.
yeah, we're
Guys are-
very black and white.
We're black and white.
Well, because
Take care of
I want it over here, like, just combine it. We can just combine it.
No, but it makes sense to me that.
No, I don't prefer it.
Right, so we
The things
combine
that,
it, combine it.
that are resident.
Lay them in order.
Yeah,
What was it? Yeah. That one's up. Wait, that one's up.
Are you getting the top by doing one and thinking it's one and then?
I'm like,
we have one, oh wait, they're all one.
And the length is the same, yeah. That's what, that's.
That is
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
yes.
there's talking about ordinance changes, that's more for what you're building and stuff versus this is the taking existing rules and affecting enforcement.
One more minute.
It could be those three together.
Go, go.
There's one right here. Where?
Yeah, that's a second, yeah.
Close it.
And there's, now we got a full-time officer.
Yours is ready?
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Just talking to these guys is, these are not time to do very much.
Dinner.
And I get it. Yeah, that one, yeah, there's other ways to do it, but, we got, like I've said many times, we got the same service, requests for employees, their daughters, inside an office.
Right, you can say 20, 30, 50 goes, doesn't mean you're gonna.
I'm gonna go with
I like
this.
this. You know.
Make sure I have it.
I guess we only have one officer, so I think it's society. But they can.
All right, take 2-second break if you need it. I'm gonna clean up for a second. Your new group is listed on the board. Don't sit down. That's not part of your break time.
Oh, I just wanted to grab my sheets.
We're not allowed.
Go to, I didn't.
Part?
I know.
No breaks.
No breaks. All right, we got
Okay.
goal 2.
No time for rest.
Goal 2 should be easier. You have fewer to do. Strive for 3 if you can, or 2 if you're super ambitious.
4, 7, and 5.
Same group.
Oh, would you ask?
Wait,
I was gonna say that, I'm pretty sure that's 4, 5, 7 more of this.
Oh, did you show the wrong one the first time?
no. Just blame ChatGPT for it. 4, 5, 7. I told it, give me 3 different groups.
GPT for that?
I did, and it just put it, hang on. We will change for,
Okay, everybody plays the 3 digits.
we
4, 5, 7.
will change your next one, hopefully you didn't hate your teammates.
Oh, wait, well,
Hopefully nobody has that issue, right?
There you go, sorry about that.
that's okay. Okay, so here's a topic. Okay, all right. 5. Come here, let's see.
Yeah,
Right
let's
there. Okay, you sure? Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah, that's nice to look at that.
I run this differently because I did a lot of meetings.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
So I kind of have,
So now we're looking.
right, yeah, so now.
So, we got, I've always thought.
So media sharing are kind of.
I just put objective 1.
Can't you read my mind? I would say me.
So I just say.
I want objective 2 with here, that's right. And and just for discussion.
Okay, we can leave, but I'm still.
The development. I don't think that's helpful anymore. Right, I think those things are important. I don't think anybody thinks that, that environmental.
I'm not wasting it.
So these are our two, sure, I think this is number one.
Yeah, that's.
Right. Well, so I think this for me actually does help this, because a big part of this is communication. Like, we have a lot of this. We have a lot of this.
Here's the library programs.
It's not, right,
Yeah,
it's part of data. One of the things that I mentioned was, the things that are not necessarily all under one person, they just go. So it was a TOE, and I know a lot of people have the same issue, it's like, which one is it? So it's something like that we can kind of streamline. Like, have some sort of hub or some like, but it's the communicating stuff that's already going on.
Yeah, like this is happening today, this is happening, if you wanna, you know.
This is like coordinate and cultivate a culture so that everybody's doing this.
Right,
Yeah, we're on the
well,
same
right,
page,
let's
yeah.
all blend
Tonight's
in.
this one, you know.
Right, and because, yeah, like you
Come
have.
join in on that, you know.
Yeah,
Music
plus
thing.
when you split something out in the
Yeah.
library and you have, that's like.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah. Right. And I like paying attention, I don't hear about all of it, you know, so it's like, there's gotta be a better, there's gotta be an easier way to get that, you know, people. Some of this is actually, you know, on dating and.
Yeah. For me, this, the whole department, what they're talking about, it's like, something like that, but even more so as.
And it's a lot. Right.
Like some.
Yeah, right, that's information.
This wasn't.
Yeah, it was in the.
It was posted on the, but it was on the city. Yeah. It was.
All right, how are we doing?
We're going
Good. How's group A?
I know.
And look, we got a medium.
All right, so you both have the same objectives stated because you guys started the trend, they combined two. So we've got objective 1 and 2 for both groups. In that order, talk to us about adding 3 to 1.
We just talked about, since we're going to develop a responsive communication, objective 3 is really talking about sustaining positive media relationship with appropriate coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, we get that, yeah.
Yeah, using
So do me
media
a
as
favor,
part of the
and-
presentation, looping that.
And we're
Yeah.
kind of put those two together in some way. If you want to wordsmith for a second, that'd be great, or you can let me do it.
I think we pay you to do it, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Offer there.
All right.
Positive media relationships.
You guys are friendly, cooperative.
I think we all work pretty well together.
Famous last.
If we had a good communication plan, which is a written document.
Like, is this TV?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
this right? Is that like your
Yes.
class? Is
Yeah.
that like, you know, posting the right thing, like, I don't know what that is.
No, that's
They
good point.
communicate too, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know, I'm curious, for the media relationship, like, is that also like DPW, you have Facebook page, and city crossing page, like, what does that mean? Is it, or is that just WXYZ, like, you know, is that just
Right.
local news?
Yeah, I took it as,
Yeah, it's like, yeah, like, come with cameras, say the right things. Yeah.
Like it's like a report.
Yeah. Actually, you're right, I mean, some Facebook posting.
Yeah, that's
Turn us
true.
out very fast, and
Yeah.
stuff just
Yeah.
Because sometimes. We'll see.
Stay positive.
Right. Watch what you say.
Different times.
It took them forever. It doesn't put my picture up because somebody else,
Alright, so my back on. I'm ready.
We good? Okay. Yep.
No, it's not.
That's this.
Alanis Morissette, guys. You might not.
Take a picture.
This is a big song with the,
Yeah, I would love that substitute for that.
You want to know?
yeah.
I'll drive home. I will.
All right, now I think we're actually going to switch. All right, random group 3. Random group 3.
We're not all going over here now. We're not. Now it's just.
Same thing.
We're doing karaoke in this.
But you got new group. Make sure you know
I'm just group A.
this is group A.
What number are you? Are you on?
Alright, come on, guys. Okay, alright, let's go. The organization.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right, so continue employee. What? Continue employee.
Are you responsible?
I'm just trying to set the top
I don't know what that means so much. That could probably combine with something.
Let's put it in there, and then we can provide high quality pregnant responsible, that's.
Yes, that's right, that was.
Develop in a way to systematic collecting and interpreting using effective measures and necessary.
Whether we- I don't know.
And factors to control the measurable improvements, like,
That's just what I thought they're doing it every year anyway, because they have.
no, I think we achieved this by him making the objectives that we give him measurable. So that's just saying, give us measurable stuff.
I agree.
We'll ask, but I can.
Develop ongoing succession plans.
So I think
What
that's.
does that mean?
This is, but I
What
think
is
that,
employee engagement?
I think that is
Pizza party?
based on how they're doing. Team knows what it works really well that way.
They probably don't. Continue professional development.
Yeah, right.
I would say.
No, I agree. Those are-
Employees want to do
As
that.
we professionally
Foster
develop
a
opportunities
meaningful
for
connection between
employees
staff and
through those professional
principal
development
guidance documents such as
Mhm.
master
I agree.
plan, capital improvement goals, and coordinating these.
I'm-
goals.
It almost
So
goes
that's the
with
whole
this.
thing.
But if you have
That's a word salad.
I mean,
obviously, I mean, if you start with something like this,
You're
gonna continue this,
Key
it's
staff
just gonna be,
members.
you're gonna have
You're all
six.
circling it.
Very specifically.
I don't think that's.
Is it kind of a all this like?
Right, it's like this, it's like something happened and somebody made it.
Well, and just like that should be normal practice. It's fine, that should be. If you're not doing it, yeah, it's gonna be serious problems.
Hyper process with feasibility. Soccer.
I don't see that as being something that we do.
I think I remember
It's like the same thing up your, your DPW employees do what we want, I guess, like, the master plan, everything we approve.
Oh, so you're saying that's why? That, yeah, they're already doing it right now.
So,
That's what I'm saying, like, that's him, cascading over telling,
this might be where you're going.
Right.
Something like.
focus on this.
Implement HR.
Yeah, this is-
procedures to achieve succession plan. Yes.
Oh,
it's important, but like.
Well, so what we're working on. Developing
Just very.
HR processes and procedures.
I personally,
That's
it's important,
that's
because if
very
we tie those in, we're investing.
Highlight professional
If we
development.
already offer these,
Create succession
continue to
plans.
develop this.
Sorry, not very fast. So, yeah, I'm just thinking right now, so, okay, so implement HR practices and procedures to achieve employee engagement, disseminate information.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're talking about. No, I know.
Establish training
I
and then develop ongoing succession plans.
You're already paying.
And I would say something like ensure competitive, I don't want to say, because I want to say ensure or study or develop or something like that. Seek out.
No.
I'm thinking, yeah, so if we do that, and these are sub bullets.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's the one that you would, yeah. So if we were to say, like,
This sounds very to achieve engagement, training.
well,
Yeah, I would
achieve.
say-
You said achieve.
This- Okay.
This-
It's like Trello.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
And then instead of allowed,
Okay.
So they get an
I
email
want
that
to
say
say,
something
I want to say,
these have
that we're doing compensation studies,
conditions.
because we're understanding the market.
Prioritizing, and I think those are a lot of priorities.
I'm thinking of like
I think it's a
comparable,
level of importance to be able to know, so like when we had questions,
Up
we
to,
would address, Joe says, this is on the list.
So that's like
real estate, like you're.
well, because so.
Sorry, no, actually,
I'm
I'm just saying, I go to take it.
Like studies that you can.
I don't email from. But, you know, like, when we, it's like, yeah, what's his name,
Yes.
who had the speed issue on LinkedIn, you know, like, stuff.
So this is like this is farming, and this is
I know, that's what I said. This is all
We're utilizing our stuff correctly.
There's something that's in it.
All right, how many of
Where it makes me say. So what I said on your objective.
So.
All right. Talk to me over there. Do you have objective 1 as a high priority?
Yes, that's our number 1.
Do you have objective 4, 5, 3, 7?
We have 3, or we have 2, 4, 5. And we combine 4 and 5.
Oh,
Man.
Seven's in the middle.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. We actually have a true, like, jumble right now. That's okay.
This is where we get
Two, could you?
You two, go over there. You two, over there.
so
You're
this. And this one we wrote to gather.
We can combine that one.
Ensure competitive packages.
That's
The way that we looked at this was.
Mayor Protem, I have attention.
What? No, I
So this is, we smushed this together, so this is the overall objective. That's why it was implemented HR practices and
But it was,
procedures.
but I understand.
She,
Yeah, we were.
we said, this one just wrote to gather competitive compensation data, to ensure competitive compensation packages, and then for everyone, not just people we left.
Okay, so the pay is small, then that is.
Okay,
That's the big one.
But it's, right, but it's based on the data.
Okay, that's.
yeah, see, I'm not
So we made it.
I mean, so this one we moved up out of all of them, just
That's
because,
the big one that you need to look at.
Yeah.
just because, so at least for me, the way my brain works is that if we can collect the proper data and analyze it, we set those benchmarks.
So you mentioned, so at the end of the year.
For what? So what kind of?
Anything. Well, how many water you get? What was response time to, for people? What was response, how many?
So you know where you're going to handle this
That's true. That's true.
I think 5 days probably is kind of, it's very wordy, and so like, I wonder if
I feel like this is an achievement.
objectively is measurable and assessed or long-term. You know what I mean? I don't know if
So that
it'll
we
be.
can ultimately do this.
One, because
I
they
didn't.
have practices that I can
But you do want to.
That's on record, that's all the record. Right. But we don't have a process to say this is how we're.
Absolutely.
Citizens, yeah. Yeah, they don't have a
So keep the accent.
Absolutely.
I mean, is that? Oh, you like a goal, or, I mean, I'm sorry.
Yes, so
Yeah.
let's say it's money
Yeah.
and so.
They have a pool because they have the metrics that are there. So I grade sees those metrics and see the importance of it. And that's why, but I think that if we put it there.
What does DPW?
I think it's a trend. I think. They dropped it, yeah.
On the surface, I don't know if they do it.
When I first started on council,
Like to see it across the department, just like one area though too. You know what I mean? So this is where I'm going.
it was very interesting.
What you do is make this out, and if not, they have to start waiting, like, I'm hot when the citizens complain, like, I'm falling.
To utilize the.
Yeah, so that is
Yeah.
all.
Right, okay, because that's.
Basically, and that's what like a customer is saying, yeah.
Yeah, private sector is 30%
They-
less than 1% of the issue,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
the priority for the system to be.
Right, to be utilized, yeah, but not
But
necessarily.
I think
So we
that's
would
good to
say,
hear.
Yeah, we all change the
Right.
language.
I'm doing it there, yeah.
I just think that it's, I think it's important, but it's something that can be, yeah, it's gonna take a couple of years to.
Yeah, okay,
But
in a year, it's probably not achievable.
I can appreciate that. And then we just kind of, do it with James. You're putting it out there.
I,
Everything's measurable.
And you said.
No, love, measure love.
So then you can, it's been a long day, I need something to that. Then you can overanalyze and too many cake gaps, right?
Right.
It's talk about now.
Sure. All right.
I don't know, I told my wife, I like. Probably.
We're done over here. Actually,
Do we get a good start?
Nope.
No question.
I think so.
All right, we're actually cool because we all agree with objective one, objective one. Objective 5 and 4, which you have with you've included 3 and 7 with it, I can deal with that. It's basically clumping all the employee stuff to make sure they're developed, make sure it's a succession plan, so that's okay. The addition of the third, which they have come to objective 2, maybe explain how you modified objective 2, because there was a lot of really good discussion about how it's not as written, but modified.
Well, instead of developing a plan to submit to systematically collect and analyze the data, they are to use the systems that they have.
Do they have systems there? Is the DPW, the system on things called in and water main breaks and customer complaints and blight issues? I mean, do we have, I don't think we have the infrastructure right now, or we'd be doing it, right? I don't think we have the infrastructure to.
Well, they use a system called Trello, and I don't know that they use it everywhere, but it can be used to do those things, which is a possibility. But do they do it now?
Right.
Do you use Trello now for
And we carry Trello when it came to the DPW and engineering all the projects that we have going on as far as tracking them.
The infrastructure projects, but not like customer, like water, like residential complaints and concerns. So
there may be some need for development and some need to utilize.
What if we what if we make the, sorry, what if we make the objective to identify systems to collect data for right now as something, because if we don't have it today or it's not being used today, our 26, 27 goals identify.
Because if we have it,
Right, and then, once we figure out what we have and how it can be used, next time it can be starting to use it and report on it.
This is develop a plan, so it's not like we're doing it this year, we're just developing the plan to do it in the future.
I like identify, because that's like,
I think we have to start to
Develop a plan.
identify.
To identify.
Yeah.
Identify and develop, how's that? Or
Foster
both.
development.
There you go. I'm Foster.
I've heard it's.
Or make it
Give it up, come on.
So we're fine if we make it more like investigative and develop the processes, the procedures and that kind of stuff. Right, instead of thinking it's going to be executed on, we're fine with moving it here.
I've only done it once, and I done it very well.
Current state where you map out all your stuff?
Oh, yeah, mine.
I did it one time for, I did it one time for the treasurer's office in it was fast.
This is mine.
Oh, it's right here. I got it.
See, that's okay.
All right,
I hate it.
by grade, or
Yeah.
what is grading?
Right.
Grading, we should say.
That's why I was here, that's why I got here, because I was like, all right, you're up by 20, like, if you do this now, I'm like, I am. So,
My favorite is the,
All right, objective 4. Your new group is on here.
Oh, here's a. Okay. Maintain financial reserves. I mean, we gotta do it, right? Sustain the city's bond rating. Continue to partner with neighboring jurisdictions. So I think the first phrase here is neighboring jurisdictions. Schools to accomplish common goals.
I'm a middle or low.
Continue to utilize software to expand services, isn't that kind of what we talked about? Figuring out what we have. Effectively safeguard the city's data and IT systems. Continue to review ordinances, permitting practices.
right, yeah, that's fine.
Continue public education efforts and restriction on those perceptions with already credible audits.
That's the state's shit. I don't, middle or low. I don't need to speak on.
Continue to make opportunities to train for citizens.
Low,
Okay.
So this one, I
Well, I
think
mean,
is.
is that all priorities?
Right.
Do you guys remember back at this?
There's no new information that
Getting, Mark Power, just because it's in manager comments, I'll be with
So we got that done. It's already been done. Okay.
Okay, so
I
so
told you.
we're, the order of where she
I
goes.
just said that's a priority because I don't
We're
think
putting these in the
there's
order.
any
Yeah.
question that it's, I don't think that's
That's so
necessary.
bad.
I, yeah, was it 2020 and, yeah, so it's like that. I don't think we need that.
Oh, we're sorry, that's just.
Right.
I like to see stuff and we don't need.
I think this is pretty simple. I mean, like,
It's like,
we're not gonna-
so like,
so this is, we're not gonna do this like. It's such a baseline.
Oh, yeah, so it was a lot of.
And so is this, like, these are
Yes, I
baseline,
agree
they're important,
that
but they're.
these are important, they're just not going.
I'm here for this.
Yeah.
You should be here.
Yeah,
We have-
I like,
we have-
yeah, I think this,
Yes.
good.
I like it.
Well,
What's it?
I mean, I feel like this one is
I come, if you're supposed to say a big vision,
Yeah.
every, have
They're
you?
really good. They're like, update your laptop.
Oh, I was saying these were, I thought we had that. Right,
Yeah,
yes.
to each other.
I thought we
I
had
pass it
that.
every time.
I was like, this one would have called me on a Monday morning.
So last one we got, I teach message my coworker, was still super smart. We had a chat.
Oh, wait, we had to decide since this is a between.
Oh,
Specific neighbor jurisdiction.
Because that was, I want to hand it to Troy. But that was,
Like,
take over the whole square.
yeah. Well, it's, I think it's still down. So they still haven't made. All right.
Take over the street.
Right, so we're not saying ignoring it, but.
Really? No way.
How did it?
You good?
You know, like, cleanses the soil. That's
Yeah.
great. That's very
All right, we got,
This one sounds real. This one sounds real.
All right, we're back. We are close on one, or we actually have one, number 7, right? Y'all had 7? They have 2, 3, and 1, and they have 4. That don't work so well.
Did you guys combine 2, 3, and
No.
1?
No,
Yeah,
they just put 4 of them there.
So we kind of felt that 2 and 1 were really the financial officers that we're doing that right now, so that's what we thought.
Okay, so though, well, I think we picked those things because we want to keep them on the radar. We talked about, like, those are our baselines, but we also want to make sure that, like, we don't lose sight of those things. The speed-
Yeah, right, I was gonna say, put a picture on the wall that says,
I think
keep
this-
this important.
I think this is the one that we need to talk about.
Yeah,
Because we had low, and you had high.
Oh,
It's number 4.
partnering with neighbor.
So, I mean, let us know what we think on that one.
So you're just saying that that's
You don't
going
think we
good,
should
we don't
partner
have
with
to
the
focus
school?
on it anymore?
I think we thought all of these things were more important for focusing on the city.
I think we already have a steady relationship.
Like with the Rochester water, that's gonna happen already.
So you're saying that this is already.
Yeah, I just,
the same practice, so we should put it over here.
pretty much.
And we're saying this is already in practice.
So you're saying, I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna put that there, and now it's
Yeah.
tied into.
Right.
The objective 4, the way that we're kind of talking about that is, go to the other,
Yeah, we go.
when you go to the other cities, you're looking for how they do things also. And if they can do things, you're doing things a little bit differently, or they can do things a little bit differently to help your efficiencies.
But if you have pie and you're taking the pieces of the pie out, I don't think that that's where we want to put our pie. Right? All these other things. Interacting, networking with other cities is, I think, but it's also, it's like a baseline function.
Yeah, nice to have, you don't have a city monitor.
Right,
You
right,
know,
our bond rating, we have to keep that
Yeah.
up. We have
But
a lot
it
of.
doesn't say networking. That's not.
Well, that's part of the
simple.
partnering with is networking, yeah.
Okay.
I just think these at least could be combined.
I could go back to like the main one goal too.
How do we
Actually,
use
4. I'll look.
Let's go back to our main goal.
Good idea. 4. Provide an efficient, adaptable, proactive, and transparent government for stakeholders.
Who do we decide that's partnering with the school board? Maybe it's the other cities that's throwing.
Well, it's
like
neighboring,
with
yeah,
our-
it's not our school board, it's neighboring, like, we really want to spend our time down to Royal Oak and Berkeley.
I did,
Or we want
I
to
did
keep
miss
our
the
bond
neighboring
rating.
and I was rating it.
Right. Yeah.
Change it.
It's not that it's not.
Change it the way you want to read
It's
it.
just
But we
not-
had the school board stuff back on the, under other goals, right? That was under the first set of goals that we did, we talked about the school board.
So what do you guys have for important values?
Well, we have, I mean, we have more highest priority ones than
4, 5, and 6.
Thanks, Kate.
Yeah.
Wait, where did you say we were talking about school boards?
I don't know,
The school boards was under objective 4.
Oh,
But
so
it's
you guys have your
neighboring
financial.
but we have,
Yeah, we
but,
put those, yeah.
Okay.
but in the first goal, we talked about, like, saving really
Like,
taking.
So securing grants, okay.
If we go back to what we're talking about, providing efficient, adaptable, proactive, transparent government for stakeholders, our stakeholders, or our main stakeholders, are the citizens, other businesses, the people that are within our municipality. Don't get me wrong, Troy has, a foothold with, the sharing that we do when it comes to police and stuff like that, but I mean, objectively, if we continue to keep our bond rating high and we continue to secure grants to help benefit the city, those priorities, I think, outweigh that.
I guess my question is, do you
I
guys,
appreciate
do
you
you guys
explaining
think
it like
that
Yeah.
somebody needs to be,
It's a good.
do you think we need
Okay.
to, we need to say these other
Yeah,
things?
I
They won't be done?
We need to keep it, we need to say that they're high priority, they're
They're saying their
focused.
highest priority is this.
Right, right.
To keep them where they're at, which is,
Right, okay, I just want,
This is-
I want them to, obvious, I want it to be like,
Yeah.
do that stuff while focusing on.
Yeah, and it's not, and I don't think that it's saying that we're not currently doing those things, but they should continue to be high priorities for us to focus on, because if,
Right, I'd
God
prefer
forbid,
to
something
split,
that's
right,
said,
yeah. And then these
They
are
should
still
be
important,
consistent up
they're
here.
just not immediate, so.
Yeah.
What, throw, IT?
Middle.
Yeah. I mean, again, that one is obviously a high priority too, but
I don't know how you can say anything is higher, it's like with all this stuff, it's like, well, right,
we
it's
should
like.
leave it on
this-
the lower stuff.
Lower, we got 9 and 8.
Yeah.
We'll take it from there. I know it's cycling.
Well, it's,
Camera is on.
Right.
it says
Same
to
jokes, sorry.
training
Been a
to
long day.
promote recycling. I don't think we need training to promote the recycling.
I agree.
Well, I'm just saying for the cameras.
I was trying to get at me.
Well, they're not
Show.
All right, I think you came to some conclusions. This one had more things that you struggled with. Like, there are some things that just should be, versus the things that are, a little bit more striving for. I might combine a couple of the financial ones together, the 2 financial ones particularly, but this is perfect.
Oh, was that what, round?
Yeah, probably.
Who says it's okay?
No, I said we had 50.
Oh, 50. Oh, I couldn't.
You could if we said.
We're good.
We're actually at pre-control this week, so she's pretty tired.
I will watch that.
50-46.
What is it?
50-46. Close.
All right. Our last one, and we're going to be good for time. This is good. All right, I'll let y'all pile it up, but keep your color ones. All right, thank you. Our last grouping I just put on the board. Thank you.
That's why people hire you. That's why you're This is like our physical environment, right?
Right, well, we didn't.
No,
This is what we wanted.
No, it's not. Yeah, if you don't mind pulling.
So, yeah.
Like the station, expand safe and comprehensive transit, we don't have anything like that.
Provided sustainable environment. Well, we don't really do a street.
Hard wall, but consistent strategic investment in infrastructure.
And also, I think there's a legal requirement.
But right that one I was, there were three of them that I'm like, yeah, right? Preserve and increase the diversity of.
For me, the
I wonder if you wrote this. Preserve and increase the diversity of trees and
Yes, we don't need to focus on it. I agree.
Right.
No, it's not something we, yeah, sorry. So that was, yeah, took that one.
Produce a high-speed charging
What's your pen?
station. At least one part.
What's it? No.
I know, I was backing up to give you space, because I don't like when people get shut out.
Is there really? Oh, yeah, right, you're right.
Okay, on the three, I think there's, I'd like to.
No, that is like no.
And there, I just so big.
It's all about hybrid.
So then I think that we should.
But wait,
I
can
told
we
you.
put it in there?
They did say it's CBD, let's do that.
We have the ones at Clausen Square, that's, but, I think it's a driveway on, it's a one.
That's number one, that's number two. Like, is there only, this is a higher application.
No, mine's a
We'll put it
full.
on our notes.
That's about it.
But you have it back.
My wife now
I'm fine
has
with
a ring
it
road
here.
that really on the water.
Because I feel like solely on.
It's actually, that's
It's like you
my,
have to.
I think that's my primary part of it.
Yeah, it's in there.
I think that we're.
I don't.
That's a middle road.
That is.
They were working on this about the green canopy.
So I do like, if we're talking about keeping
Is
in
they
mind,
hint
I'd say
the-
keep trees. I'd say that's, some green spaces.
What's up there?
We're talking about, if we're talking about.
Some progress.
I just think we have some progress because there's been a couple of people.
But it's like, it was great, it is very
At their lines.
One of the problems is
But
that we don't allow like individuals to plant on easement, when they go to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And through our.
All right. Your bag?
Sorry, talking business over here. Okay, we're pretty good. Yeah. But we want to move it over here.
That was over there. That's where I said, put some green somewhere.
The green infrastructure is about
Right.
They have to have so much green space, whatever.
Right, so I mean, it's already there, but it's still not. I like that part of the.
It's just stuff for also.
But also as, green infrastructure needed grass.
This is a big text. Chargers, I would say chargers are green. That's because it supports green.
No, it's fine.
That's, I think that's right.
All right, this one, perfect alignment on your highest priority. Perfect alignment on your highest priority. There's just one different, not important and lower priority. I gotta figure out which one it is. Which one is it?
One they have in low priority, we have it in medium.
We have 3 in low, and we have 2.
This one they have cross.
416.
Oh, yeah, so this one,
Right here.
Do they have an extra one?
Yeah, I gave them bonus. All right. 3, 7, 8, good. You're good.
yeah.
So,
Good.
you both agree on 6 and 4 as a middle, and you agree on 8 as a low. Group B had 1 as a middle, and Group A had 3 and 7 as middle. So those, your groups flip-flop. What I'd like to focus on first is this one, the maintaining adequate street lighting.
Well, one, we don't have.
I'll give you, I'll give
That's
you
just a
mine.
misunderstanding.
I'll give you mine though.
You're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they were talking about it today.
Awesome.
So we're responsible, but they'll.
3 and 7. 3 and 7, you have as low, and you have important but not important. I'm sorry, important but not immediate.
3. Yeah, I mean, like, what transportation, aside from the senior,
Right,
and we don't have any.
I don't think that's us.
We could build could we build a subway?
Not a middle, I wanted to go over.
That was a hedge.
No, it's a bridge.
Get a shuttle.
So that's what it is.
We get a shuttle.
I do like having the green.
What's that?
Because this is
That's just
Kansas,
a
that's. Where's your son? Where do you guys go?
Every city council.
You don't want to.
7 low. All right. 7.
The tree canopy, I like. Are you guys still talking about this?
All right. We got one more
We
objective.
saw green a few times, but I was thinking more of the physical green space, like trees and grass, so that's why that one.
You're talking about 6 or 7?
We're talking about 7. Stay with us.
7 to move to important but immediate, not
Okay, so,
immediate.
but I think that the issues with that is the having the money and availability of trees to be able to do that. And it is,
Correct, and we also just went through removing trees downtown because of them destroying the acres.
right, heating up the pavers and stuff like that. So that flies in the face.
So this could be reworded.
It could be reworded in the sense of, I think it's important to have a tree canopy, not saying eliminate trees. But I think that there are areas that we need to make sure that they fit and they.
Okay, so appropriate, like, I think it could be reworded, it's just, with you guys talking about keeping the bond rating and stuff, and I said, I don't think it's necessary to it, like, I think it is necessary to say somewhere that we want to keep. green space.
And I think again, we have to remember
And we want to prioritize.
That's why I take up all the top part and just say effectively use the current planning and ordinance and master strategy to preserve the city's tree canopy. So effectively use the current planning ordinances and master plan strategy to preserve the city's tree canopy.
Okay, so you just switch.
Because it is addressed in the master plan, and there is a bunch of ordinances about what
Last
kind
year,
of
do you want to increase the canopy?
I think that's where the
I think
question
that
lies.
is, I think
Because
that is where I'm
we-
trying to go with
we
it. I'm
have-
trying to.
So we have to think about it too, because we have like consumers they're about to tear up Dakota. They've been tearing trees down on there because they're growing into the pipe that's there. So I think it's understanding, if they take one of those down, we replace it, but is it being replaced in the correct area?
And there's also that whole initiative by DTE, trim trees, to keep them away from the wires and stuff like that, which is outside of our control.
Yeah, do they do those? You
I
can see
know,
how the trees.
but
come
that's
out.
true, they do, you're right, they hack them, so.
They hack them and then they don't grow back. There's one that's behind DMC that just got taken down in a neighbor's house.
Right.
And it was so hacked up, it stopped growing at the top.
I guess I was thinking more of the neighborhood where the trees are taken down on
Yeah.
easement.
In the neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking more of the neighborhood that take trees down in one place. And just along.
Right, and that's financial constraints and access and all that
I
stuff.
think it has to go, I think it also has to be tied into the infrastructure.
And
because-
seasonal,
Right, well,
All of our
and when it
issues
says the
with water.
planning ordinances, I was thinking too of the whole requiring new buildings to have certain amount of green space in their design. That is very, very high.
Yeah, and I think that one is under 6. I mean, 6, that whenever possible, it's something that
But
can be.
that's a reason why it's changing,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, I know
That's-
what else, yeah, like other cities do that.
I'm just-
So they
Can I offer a suggestion on that? So you're gonna flip the order to effectively using the plans you have
Okay.
to preserve
That's gonna be placed.
and increase the city street canopy in appropriate locations.
Like it,
I like it.
Love it.
yep,
Works for me.
You
Buy
get
it.
both stuff.
wrap it up.
I'll buy it, I'll witness.
All right, I gotta take pictures. So organize if you can, and then we'll wrap.
So I'm gonna put,
Okay, you're dedicated to the city. Of course. Yeah, yeah.
So wonderful, he's so great.
Back it out.
All right, you can return to your location.
Okay.
Now we can sit.
Yes, please. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
This is awesome.
So, thank you for your participation. Like, watching you do that is exciting and not something that you get to do often as elected officials. A lot of people can talk about their priorities, but often you're kind of restricted to your conversations at the desk, and sometimes it's just nice to stand up and talk about what's important to you with each other, and I think that's part of what being an elected official is all about. And so, thank you. What's next out of this is I will take the data here. I will quickly put together the piece of paper that you're expecting with your goals and objectives. It'll have your new goals, or not new goals. You have your reworded goals, and it'll have your objectives in 3 buckets underneath. Your work's not done with it. Your work's done with it for this evening. The next step that I'm suggesting that the city consider, and I'll work with your city manager on it, is those priority ones, the ones that we're down now probably to 18-ish, that him and his staff say, okay, how do we tell city council that this is being progressed? Sometimes that's going to be a measurement of X times per year. Sometimes it's going to be a yes or no, we did it or we didn't do it. Sometimes it's going to be a timeline to accomplish. But something where a report could be provided to you at some point that says, here are the priority ones and here's where we are, whether we're making progress to the objective, at the objective, or meeting the objective. I do think that first whack at that should be your staff's, because they're obligated to report to you progress on your objectives. So I will certainly work with your city manager on that as a next step after I give you the document. And then that will come to you as a document for you to provide feedback. the format for which you take to give feedback on that, I'd encourage you to possibly be, have a workshop at some point, probably not too soon, but it's easier to talk through some of those measurement questions and discussions in a more
Less formal.
casual environment than your council meetings. Plus, you have ordinances that you have to review. You have the people's business that you have to get done at those meetings. I know Clausen has been hesitant to use these types of informal meetings in the past, and I understand the balance. This meeting tonight is not as transparent as your meeting that you have on your regular meeting. It isn't. That's a true statement. Transparency is one of your goals. One of your other goals is to have a productive and efficient, effective government. And I think you do have to balance that. And a lot of councils will have these types of workshops, whether they're not on video or they are on video. They invite the public. They are public meetings. But occasionally, not often, occasionally having these types of workshops is really important for you to continue to work towards those meaningful goals. So that's where I'm planning to go out of this. You're going to get the refined document, hard stop, and as the city manager requests, I can assist him if he requests on working through measurables. Yes?
So, the previous couple of years, when we completed these goals and objectives, they were brought to council as a formal document, and they were approved in advance of the budget, and then they were included with the budget document.
Yep. I will provide that document for you to consider for approval. Be kind in your wordsmithing. You did a lot of it. You know how long it took this evening. If it generally captures what you want, I encourage you to approve it. If there's something that just I got wrong or it just isn't right, definitely talk about it at the dais, but really refrain or try to refrain from reconstituting this again, knowing you're going to do this again, in a year or two. So if it gets the theme and it's appropriate for administration to take action on and it makes the budget document, know that you're on a little bit of a timeline. So I'll get it to you as quickly as I can. Thank you, City Manager. All right.
Oh, they left? So we have public comment, and there's no one, I don't know if the camera's going to capture it, but there is no one in all the beautiful chairs that Michelle laid out for us. So the closing public comment, and then if we're all done, we can adjourn. And thank you so much. I really appreciate the work that you did.
Thank you.
It was very beneficial. You were very patient with us.
I think that was wonderful.
Appreciate you. Thank you. And live long and prosper.
That was great.
Sorry. Is this your mouse, Laura?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't forget it.
I'll grab it.
Okay.